Welcome to Panther Sports. We've been thinking about the Netherlands, about kicking and boxing, about fathers, sons, and whether fighting can be passed down like a family business. Today we're talking about Gradus Kraus, the Dutch light heavyweight, turning his father's kickboxing legacy into a new story in boxing. And that kickboxing legacy is quite something. Albert the Hurricane Kraus, the first ever K1 World Max Champion, 9-time World Champion, over 120 professional bouts, victories over Buakal, Masato, John Wayne Parr, a legend of striking. Albert was a hurricane in the ring, known for explosive power, impeccable footwork, and the ability to find openings anywhere. His son has happily inherited a lot of these traits. Working with Peter Fury has further prepared him for a career in boxing. Gradus served his apprenticeship in the amateurs. The defining moment of his amateur career came on an IBA Champions Night show. He took on Cuban amateur supremo Arlen Lopez, a 2-time Olympic champion. On paper, Lopez was expected to teach him a lesson. Instead, Kraus met him center ring, matched his boxing and simply outworked him and got a decision victory, a statement performance, and he turned pro shortly after. Kraus's first performance of real note in the pro ranks came against the 17-9 Hungarian Attila Baran, a tough, durable opponent who usually drags young fighters into ugly fights. Gradus just did not give him the chance. His feinting, speed and movement befuddled Baran from the opening bell. It must be a nightmare to read. Kraus's poise and balance is notable, as is his power, finding Baran with one shot around the guard before stalking him, and then, bang, finishes him out cold. Again on the replay, you can really see the precision and the impact of these punches. Absolutely fantastic. Next came Ross McGuigan in Hull. McGuigan, the older fighter with a home crowd behind him and an awkward style, could be a tricky night. Nah, Gradus was on him instantly, putting McGuigan down in mere seconds, keeping up the pressure, landing heavy punches en route to a TKO in the second round. Scott Forrest in Sheffield was a late notice replacement, and the fight was up at cruiserweight. Gradus gave away size, weighing in with bottles of coke in his pockets just to make the cruiser limit, but that was all he gave away. He dropped Forrest early, stayed composed when the bigger man refused to fold, and he won clearly on the cards. This fight showed Gradus has at least some answers to the questions his percussive power alone cannot answer. November 2025, Rostam Ibrahim is the opponent for the IBF European light heavyweight title. This is a big event, and at this stage in his career it's a big belt, and Ibrahim arrives with a strong record and plenty of ambition of his own. And from the opening bell, Kraus just looks a class apart. So much faster, his punches have so much snap, his footwork is so considered and calculated. Ibrahim cannot live with him, and once Kraus begins to connect clean, it's over. A brutal finish befitting a European champion. So where does that leave Gradus Kraus? Well, Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing had this to say on the prospect of Kraus facing Ben Whittaker.
Gradus Kraus won again this evening, and Izzy Asif was filmed calling out Ben Whittaker. Is that a fight that you would want to make and see happen?
Yeah, I don't think it's a fight that people are calling for, but that Kraus guy's a good fighter.
We say, Edward, make it happen. Incredible fight. And you, what do you think? How far can Gradus Kraus go? As always, stay safe. Maintain functioning carbon monoxide alarms in your residence. See you in the next one.